I want to make a video here about Lee Enfield sporter stocks. I've got 3 different examples of stocks off of Lee Enfields. All were on sporters at one time. I want to show the difference between something that comes from the actual factory and something that is from what we like to call a hardware store gun. And then we have the original military stock. And this video is only about sporters. It's not about full military guns or guns that have been converted back to military. So to start off with, this is the standard military stock right here. It's got that hook on the bottom right here for your hand, and all the Enfields have that, right from the first MLE right to the last number 4 rifles. And I guess next I'll say this is a factory sporter stock. This actually comes from the factory like BSA or LSA when they made sporters for the civilian market, and they would sell them at stores like the Army Navy store, and the guns would be like a little higher quality and polished and have express sights on them, but they're actually done by the factory. And the way you can tell is it has this really nice hand checkering in it. Sometimes they look a little bit primitive, but it's still what they had. And there's the top there, and then it's still got the standard military sling swivel. This gun here is just a gun I'm restoring. This stock wasn't with it, but that doesn't really matter. The next stock, this is probably where most confusion comes in, whether it's a Bubba Gun. A Bubba Gun is a gun that basically somebody just took and cut up like in their basement and modified. And it's actually a hardware store gun. And they made these modifications to them. Like, they have the same nub, just like the factory sporter has. But I've never seen them with checkering. They always just usually are smooth, and then it's a nub. And you can see it was a military stock at one time, and they filled the disc in, which is kind of cruddy. So I can see how it gets confused with like a guy just doing it in his basement, but it's not, because it's just a little bit nicer. And then one of the other signs that it's a hardware store gun, or could be from the factory, is these little sling swivel loops. They almost always have this type of a sling swivel loop. It's like a great big thread screw on it, and I guess that's what they used. It was pretty common. And sometimes you'll see the front sling swivel is like this. It's a round disc, and then it swivels, but I can't say for sure if that's on all the hardware store guns or not. It could be a Bubba job, because I don't know how popular these were in the old days. It might have been all you could get, like back in the 50s. So I can't say this one for sure, but this one you'll find on the hardware store guns and factory guns. This stock here, the last one, this is what a Bubba Gun is. This is actually from an Enfield. This stock, someone has taken the socket and they've cut the socket right off, and then if you look at the way it's been inlaid, it's just slightly crooked off to the side, and it's very roughly machined inside. Like, you can see all the way it's been carved out. It's sort of hand fitted, and even though it looks nice, like the cap and the old butt pad in that, that's definitely a Bubba job, because they would have never cut the stock socket off at the factory. So if you have any questions in the comments, you can leave them. If you have any more information, you can leave them. Because with the hardware store guns, like stocks like this, I don't know who actually produced them, so I can't really get more info on them. And also my info is just off of experience and what I've seen in that. I don't have like records or anything of the hardware store type guns or any Bubba guns in that. The factory guns will be under Lee Speed patent, or sometimes it'll just be a BSA gun or LSA. But if it's been sported like this, it'll say, well, I shouldn't say, yeah, it should say factory sported. It'll say Lee Speed patents on it. And later guns will be BSA guns or Parker Hale guns or whatever. So, but those would be factory, not hardware store guns, but factory done Enfields. I think that's about it. So, okay, thanks for watching.